Hello my dear students watching us now. Today's episode is especially for the students of the second secondary. And in this episode we will explain the reading text which is related to Unit 2, entitled Eating Around the World. Let's read the most important words that will appear in the text. Amount, celebrate, eat out, get together, prepare, occasion, serve, traditional, Thanksgiving, Native Americans, survive, cold, old-fashioned, passengers, event, shellfish, menu, dessert, take place, popular, special, grapes, whale, phrase, belief, mind map, personally, prawns, rare, curious, pumpkin pie, complicated, options, tradition, questionnaire, respect, rest, chopsticks, vertically, distant, pouring, simple, at least, keep out of, fall asleep, wait for, make noise, show respect, start with, sound nice, get on with, get confused, now let's read the text, but before we read the text we have some questions to be answered. Number 1. What is the most important meal of the day in your family? Number 2. Where do you usually eat? Now you have 10 seconds to express your opinion. So we can answer the first question saying, breakfast is the most important meal in my family. Again, breakfast is the most important meal in my family. The second one, we can answer saying, I usually eat out. Again, I usually eat out. Exercise number 2. Here we have some words that need matching to their definitions. Let's read these words together, thinking about the answers as we read. Amount, celebrate, eat out, get together, occasion, prepare, serve, traditional. Number 1, meet people and spend time with them. Number 2, have a meal outside your home. Number 3, a quantity of something. Number 4, all things that don't change. Number 5, give people food or drink. Number 6, Do something fun to show that an event is special. Number 7. A time when something special happens. Number 8. Get something ready to eat or use. Now let's give the answers together. Number 1. Get together. Number 2. Eat out. Number 3. Amount. Number 4. Traditional. Number 5. Serve. Number 6. Celebrate. Number 7. Occasion. Number 8. Prepare. An old-fashioned Thanksgiving. In September 1620, a ship called the Mayflower arrived in North America with 102 passengers. Many died, but some were able to grow food and survive with help from Native Americans. Now we will differentiate between arrive in and arrive at. We use arrive in with big places. We are talking about big places. For example, she arrived in London at night. Here we are talking about a big place or a city like London, so we used in. Whereas we use arrive at with small places. Small places. For example, we can say I arrived at the station at 7 a.m. So we use arrive in with big places, whereas arrived at with small places such as station, airport, school, and so on. Also, we should differentiate between died, dead, and death. Firstly, die is a verb. Dead is an adjective, whereas death is a noun. Let's give some examples to show the difference between them. For example, she died in 2000. Here we use the word died as a verb in the past. She died, he died, they died, and so on. Dead is an adjective. For example, she or he is dead. Here we use the word dead after is. We can say she's dead, he is dead, they are dead. So we can use the adjective after verb to be in the present or in the past. Was or were, and is, are. Whereas the word death is a noun. For example, his mother's death came as a shock. Here we use the word death as a noun. Again, die is a verb, dead is an adjective, death is a noun. Thanksgiving is a day when families get together to remember these events. It is celebrated in the USA every year on the 4th Thursday in November. Let's show the difference between remember and remind. Remember is a verb. Also remind is a verb. So, what's the difference between them? Remember means to bring information or facts that you know into your mind. For example, I can't remember. I can't remember her phone number. Whereas the verb remind means to make someone remember something that they must do. For example, remind me to buy some milk. Again, the verb remember means to bring information or facts that you know into your mind. Whereas remind means to make someone remember something that they must do. Also, let's put the difference between event, incident, occurrence, and occasion. Event is a noun. Incident is a noun. Occurrence is a noun. And occasion also is a noun. So they are all nouns. So what's the difference between them? The word event means something that happens, especially something important, interesting, or unusual. For example, when we say one of the most important events in our history is 6th October victory. Here we are talking about 6th October victory, which is something important or interesting or unusual. So we use the word event. Incident. Incident means something that happens, especially something unusual, serious, or violent. For example, when we say the fire shooting is one of the incidents. Of the day. Here we are talking about fire shooting, which is something serious or violent. So we use the word or the noun incident. Occurrence. Occurrence is something that happens, used especially when saying how often something happens. For example, when we say flooding in the area is a common occurrence. Occasion. Occasion means an important social event or celebration. Again, an important social event or celebration. For example, when we say she only wore the dress for special occasions. So we are talking here about celebrations or social events. In 1882, Louisa Alcott wrote a short story called An Old-Fashioned Thanksgiving. Here is an extract. When they woke, there was still a large amount of snow outside, till they made a good breakfast for the 7 children. Now about dinner, she said as they all finished eating, Ma said that we could have whatever we liked, but she didn't expect us to have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Have you ever cooked a turkey? Asked Roxy. Let's show the difference between traditional and traditionally. Firstly, tradition is a noun. Traditional is an adjective. Traditionally is an adverb. Tradition means a belief or custom or a way of doing something that has existed for a long time. For example, when we say he followed the family tradition and became a doctor. Traditional is an adjective which means being part of the traditions of a country or a group of people. For example, I went to, when I say I, went to a very traditional school. Traditional is an adverb. For example, when we say more women entering traditionally male jobs. Here we use the word traditionally as an adverb after the verb entering. Again, tradition means a belief or custom. Traditional is an adjective which means being part of the traditions of a country or a group of people, whereas traditionally is an adverb. Ma said I should decide what to do, replied Tilly. All your children have to do is to keep out of the way and let Prue and me work. Also, what's the difference between the verb let and allow? The verb let is followed by object plus infinitive. For example, when we say let me go, here we use an object which is me after the verb let and followed by infinitive. Let me go. We can't say let me to go. It's wrong to say that. Say let me go. Whereas the verb allow is followed by object plus to plus infinitive. So we can say he allowed me to go. Here we use the verb allowed followed by an object plus to plus infinitive. The younger children walked out of the kitchen and into another room as Tilly started to prepare the big meal. They got out all the spoons, dishes, pots and pans that they could find. Let us spot the difference between other and another. As for the word other, is followed by plural noun. Plural noun. For example, when we say I have friends, I have friends from other countries, from other countries. Here we use the word others, followed by a plural noun, not country. Don't say I have friends from other country. Say I have friends from other countries, not country. So the word other is always followed by a plural noun, whereas the word another is followed by singular noun. For example, I am going, when we say I'm going to have another cup of coffee. Here we use the word another, and it's followed by cup of coffee. It's singular noun. So the word other is always followed by plural nouns, whereas the word another is followed by singular nouns. However, we can use another followed by a plural noun when talking about time, distances, quantities, or money. So we can say another 3 days. Or another 10 pounds. Or another 3 meters. Now, sister, we will have dinner at 5, said Tilly. Pa will be here by that time, and he will be surprised to find us ready to serve the food. There is such a lot to do, and I am a bit worried about the turkey. It's so big. I know, said Prue. I fed it all summer, and now it will feed me. She laughed. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. Most people prefer eating in restaurants, especially on holidays. The answer is out. Drinking moderate of coffee is actually good for you. The answer is amounts. My parents spaced their 15th wedding anniversary last year. The answer is celebrated. This soup is too I can't eat it. The answer is salty. She studied for 3 days in order to for her final exams. The answer is prepare. You can't pass an exam without careful. The answer is preparations. We didn't leave a tip for the waiter because the space was really terrible. The answer is service. Eating colored eggs on Shamanism is a popular space in Egypt. The answer is tradition. It's space in the USA to have turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. The answer is traditional. Very few animals can space the extreme cold of the Arctic. The answer is survive. In our village, farmers grow large space of wheat and corn. The answer is quantities. The party was really good. We had great. The answer is fun. Space, I think most parts of this book are easy enough for all students to understand. The answer is personally. It's a traditional rule for my family to get space at lunch time every day to have lunch. The answer is together. Why don't you allow your daughter to help you space the meals? She's no longer a child. The answer is prepare. What would you like to have for space, sir? Ice cream, please. The answer is D, dessert. Dessert. Have you decided space a date for the wedding? The answer is on. He spent a lot of money, space his sister's wedding celebration. The answer is on. Movie stars always lie, space their age. They don't tell their real age. The answer is 2. Is there any fish, space the menu today? The answer is on. What time did the accident, space, place? The answer is take. The children, space, a complete lack of respect for their new classmates. The answer is showed. My dream is to be able to speak English like space speaker who was born in England or the USA. The answer is native. It's traditional for families to space together in restaurants where food is cooked very quickly. The answer is get. Sometimes Amy falls space after she eats turkey. The answer is asleep. B, asleep. What's the name of a space dish in your country? The answer is popular. Thanks for listening.